It's Spotify.
It
Fucking
is.
people of the Spotify, jump on Patreon.
And it's time for a half-hour
from
show.
the get-go. That is it. There's no hello. There's give us £3
£3 a month.
so you can have more mediocre fucking shite. I've sold that there, I reckon.
Yeah.
All right, Jack.
That's it. That's all they need to be told, isn't it?
So if they were on the Patreon, they would have caught us recapping, basically proving that predictions are already coming true in 2026.
Yeah. You're a bit of a Nostradamus.
Bit of a Nostradaf cunt.
Nostradjimdus.
Nostradaf cunt.
Nostradaf cunt.
That's much better.
Yeah.
Don't want to be right this time round. Usually love it.
No.
But join the Patreon for an in-depth analysis of the up-and-coming World War. Trust me, it's a well-read, well-researched piece.
And you got a lovely little bonus episode as well, haven't they? I noticed.
Yeah.
We should tell them. You can now listen to every single episode on Patreon. I finally figured that out.
That's out, and I've added extra bits to, and now we're gonna add extra bits to Patreon with essentially just the fucking shit that I leave on at the start for the sound check. You get maybe not with this one. Maybe 3 to 5 minutes of what we could call bonus content, but is actually just the recording while I twiddle on a fucking knob just a tiny amount, and we just catch up for a minute or two and chat bollocks. But you can now listen to that if you want to really deepen the parasocial relationship.
Now you can be involved in the only tiny bit of social interaction me and Jimmy actually have.
It's the only time we actually converse like human to human, not through Instagram.
Yeah. And now we've got to think about what we say.
No, that's the point.
Nice. In that. What, just to try and trick me?
No, just to allow us.
He keeps saying I'm racist in podcasts. He keeps saying I'm racist in the public ones.
And then you just came up with your
my idea.
Oh,
was
fantastic.
that in the sound check? Was it?
It was in the start. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
Now
it's like Jimmy's my handler.
The power's in my hands.
It is starting to feel more and more like he is a handler. I said it on History Homos. I'm worried Jimmy Budd might be my handler from Special Forces or whatever it would be, a secret service.
Trust me, if I'm working for the services, I am owed a lot of wages because I haven't been paid for a fucking
you've always got lovely
hour.
clothes on. Who's the one that's always sat here in the same clothes, and then who's the one that's always sat there in lovely clothes
with
his nice 4-poster bed, communist propaganda strewn on the walls, SWAT stickers stapled to the walls.
Yeah, I like to do both sides. I play both sides.
Rolling in money. Yeah. Well, you're equal opportunities kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't care about the ideology. I just love extremism. I love anyone who
just really like black and red.
I love anyone who gives anything 100%. I'm not one of these wishy-washy people. Yeah. That's why I love I love Red Bull because they do all their dusty people do mad shit. I love Nitro Circus. I love Stalin. Suicide bombers, they give 100%. You got no choice. You were talking about suicide bombers off air.
I saw a Instagram post that suggested Russia is now using African mercenaries, they're calling them. I feel like prisoner might be better, but they're attaching anti-tank mines to their chest and sending them out to the front line. Now, I would imagine an anti-tank mine would be pretty heavy. I don't think Frisbee. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
I can't even imagine one person carries them when they're in like a platoon. I imagine they're on a car or...
No. They're definitely...
2 of them carry them off. They're not on someone's back.
Yeah, they will be.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon. Right, here we go. We've not even got 5 minutes in. I'm already going to start Googling stuff and derail the show. Right, before we look, I'm going to say an anti-tank mine weighs 12 kilos.
12 kilos? I'm saying 65.
That what?
Well, I'll go 62. 62 kilos.
So I think the issue you're having here is you associate weight with like the force of an explosion. You don't need as much
I understand fireworks are light,
right. So
but
same.
but a firework will probably barely destroy a curtain or a window.
My mate managed to destroy his entire house and watch his hamster burn with a can of deodorant and a lighter. So I think
Yeah, that's just fire. But the explosion of a firework, I don't think you're putting through a window.
Right. Let's put this to the fuck. How much does an anti-tank mine weigh? An anti. Do we know which type? Did you have a brand? Was there a?
No. But you've got to imagine it's maybe I can't imagine they call it Soviet made anymore, but Russian made or.
So let's have a look.
Was I right?
No.
Oh.
Anti-tank mine. This is from A. All right. Oh, it's given us examples. So, anti-tank mines significantly vary in weight, generally ranging from a few kilograms for lighter models, like 3.5 kilogram for the Valmara VS22, which is
Or up to 62 kilograms.
or up to 15
62.
kilogram
Oh,
for heavier
well.
ones, with many
Oh,
common
fair enough
types
then.
weighing around 8
Well, I was
kilo.
wrong, Jimmy. It's not that tough on the African mercenary.
There's no way they can have one on the front and one on the back. To be honest,
not as harsh on him as I thought it was.
the Russians aren't making use of these. They're strapping tough lads, man. Get one on the back and all.
I think they've made a good choice though there, a good tactical decision, because if you're going to strap a mine to someone and send him to the front line, what's behind that front line?
Nothing. They stood
second
miles.
line.
No, they stood miles away, being like, I can't believe they've gone and done it.
No, you've got your pikemen behind your African mercenaries.
You're joking, but you might actually have pikemen, and right about now, with the way that fucking like the bodies
Just 30
have fallen.
guys with a massive fish each.
Yeah, well, you've got. We've tried everything else to take down drones. Maybe
Yeah.
they can't survive aquatic animals.
Yeah.
Throw
Bring
a
out
qu-
the fish squad.
Bring out the
Aquaman.
the cod boys. Bring out
the
cod boys.
aquaplaners, and you attach fish to drones and drop the fish from above onto the other drones.
Yeah, we've got a naval air force here in Russia. I don't know if you've heard of us. It's the naval air force. The Poseidons of the sky.
Yeah.
So I reckon. I mean, what was the point in investing in like all the?
Robots and stuff.
No, I was going to say all the infrastructure
Artillery.
and that in Africa. If you're not then going to use it to ship out valuable minerals, those minerals being troops. It's exactly what they did. North Korea as well. They did it with the boys. They took the boys.
Yeah.
It's the only time I'd like to say. I mean, very rare. I know he's one of the. He's up there on our Mount Rushmore of the boys. Kim Jong Un, like he's up there. He's up there with Dennis Rodman. They've got to be sat next to each other. They're fucking Bezzy Maras. They're both up there, and I know he gets a bit of stick. And I said he's one of the boys. I didn't necessarily say he was a good boy. He's a naughty boy sometimes. But even like, did you see him crying when they had the parade for all the fallen soldiers that had come back from all the soldiers that had died in Russia?
Dennis Rodman.
Yes, Dennis Rodman. Yeah,
I didn't know he would be that heavily, interested.
He knew them all. He knew Kim Jong Un, Kim Jong De, Kim Jong Twa, Kim Jong Quatre. No, fucking Kim Jong Un, man. There was like this whole, and obviously again, this is a Kim Jong Un fucking photo opportunity. So like, he's always doing mad shit like pressing a button at a nuclear testing facility, or he loves a pair of binoculars looking at something in the distance at a firing range or at a missile testing facility. Again,
Do you know what would be a good prank to play on him then? Putting a bit of soot round them binoculars, because no one there's going to tell him that he's got that on his face, so you get away with it.
Oh my fucking Lord. Imagine that. Imagine he does it to himself, because he obviously knows the power of his life.
He just knows he doesn't like. There's a guy there that I don't like.
I would go out all the time.
Always liked his wife though.
I'd put a dead thin Sharpie moustache on for like 2 weeks and just see who the fuck. Every time I walked out and I'd see everyone staring at the tash first and then staring up. And it'd make you feel good, wouldn't it? You'd be like, hey, look, this is how ridiculous this has got now. I am the fucking boy. But, right, he was in tears. He was fucking moved by the fact his boys had been killed. Because you got to think, like, North Korea might be, like, this hermit kingdom.
No, not hermit kingdom now. They've put out an announcement recently, this week, I think.
Oh, they formed an alliance with Tenerife.
No, you can go there.
Oh yeah, man.
As part of to do the marathon. But you've got to have a Chinese visa, apparently, to be able to go.
Is that a normal visa bought off Temu?
It could be.
It's just
it doesn't
tiny.
Always work.
It's a normal visa, but it's really small. It's really small, and it comes in like 12 weeks after you need it.
Why can't we tattoo passports onto people? We just make tattooing illegal across the board, and we tattoo people with
Are you
the
suggesting
passport.
we tattoo people's identifying symbols or maybe numbers onto people?
No.
It's never
just
gone wrong in the past.
Page with all the information just on the chest.
Where are you going to stamp it?
I don't know. Maybe you just take like the equivalent of a diabetes test,
like a brand,
off the finger, and then drop that blood in a little slide like Dexter. File it into your table and be like, go on.
Yeah, but they have to. You get a copy as well. That's why you get your passport stamped. So they'd have to give you a little copy as well. You just get your own blood back from loads of different people.
They prick your finger with this dirty needle and then make you do like a potato print on a piece of paper twice.
I like that.
Or it's got that transfer paper, so some of it goes through. You get the fake one.
I like that. We're smashing. We're absolutely smashing. Like
TSA rules.
Fuck digital ID. We're going analog ID. My
As
ID is on me. That side. So if you got any ID, I've got my face, and if that's not good enough, I actually have an inked version of my face upon my flesh. Can I borrow your face?
And it keeps people in shape if they want to go on holiday. No more fat people on planes.
Can I borrow your ID for the night? 2 seconds. Ah!
No, just super gluing a hand-drawn picture of someone else's face on your chest.
Aye.
And then you go in the bottom half of the trench coat. They go in the upper half.
Changing your date of birth.
ID, just you show yours.
Writing, like, really scrawling, carving into your chest.
Oh, I didn't think of that. You can go on holiday as a kid, so you would have a passport with the wrong date of birth, with the wrong age on.
Yeah, mate.
Ah.
So the boys, the African boys, are getting blown up on the front. It's got to be cold for them. That.
Yeah, not for long, I would imagine though.
Then really hot.
It gets pretty warm really quickly
nothing
at some
again.
points. Yeah.
That's a culture shock. Yeah. That's not good.
It's pretty evil as well.
At what
it's
point
a proper
is that?
Mental thing.
Is it effective?
Anti-tank? I have no idea. I doubt it. Why would an anti-tank mine? Because it implies that they have to be dead first, doesn't it? Because I'm sure the weak point of a tank is underneath.
No. But they're not trying to kill tanks.
You just think they're just sending them in.
They're just sending them in.
Berserkers. I was thinking you're sending them against tanks.
No. The anti-tank African squad.
Yeah, send in the Gambians.
Send them in. The anti-tank Gambians, they're ready. That would be a mad elite crack squad. There's a next Tarantino film coming
Expendables 5. Anti-tank Gambians.
Yeah, that's a bad time for the
Expendables
boys.
6. This time it's Namibia.
It's Sylvester Stallone in like an Ushanka hat. He's like smoking a tab miles away in Moscow with like the leader, and he's obviously it's Gambia. They probably speak like English to a degree. They probably speak French or something. French.
Okay, I thought we was gonna try.
No, and then Sylvester Stallone stood there going, and the other blokes just looking at him. The leader of Gambia is just looking at him like, "Why, yes, Mr. Shlemedigamolov. Yes, great idea. We'll ship 25,000 tomorrow. I hope I can defend upon your vote in the election."
And then Sylvester looks down the camera and goes, "I hope they're Expendable 6," and puts the cigar back in his mouth.
Yeah, but he went,
But the music cuts as he says it, and then the titles come up.
Yeah. 6. And that's how it's spelled.
And then it's Bruce Willis trying to point to Nambia on a map, trying to point to Africa on a map.
Nambia.
That's all the intro.
Is he trying to point to Nambla?
No, just Africa.
The North
Just like, look,
American
we've got-
Man-Boy Love Association. Was he trying to
Imagine.
point? Is he trying to point to the paedophiles on a map? He hasn't got enough fingers.
No, well, he can't remember anything.
Actually,
can
to be fair, if you let Bruce Willis try and point to Namibia on a map, he would probably end up pointing at every paedophile by accident because he'd just go around the map. All the time, shaking.
Wait until you say
shaking.
yes.
And then he'd hit every pedo on the way, I reckon.
But that'd be a hell of a power.
Yeah. That's what...
Like, instead of unbreakable, it's like untouchable.
Yeah, it's Sixth
All
Sense
the kids
2.
are safe from him. Yeah.
That's Sixth Sense 2. It's the lesson on follow-up. That kid's still there. The kid comes
No,
back
it's
and
just
goes,
four
I'm
cents.
saved, but there's nonsense in the afterlife. Help me again. Right.
Fourth sense. I'm taking away their touch.
I'm giving
Just
them
him-
mine.
He just puts himself in the way. And there's a kid in front of him, and he's shielding the kid whilst he gets molested. Like so, the unbreakable guy gets arrested. Molested.
I got a link of the
A
week.
segue.
A link of the week.
Go on.
The invasion of Greenland
Yes.
is
Ooh, yeah.
partly Dubstep's fault.
Right, go on. Tell me about this because you teased this.
This is so I'd like to repeat that the invasion of Greenland is partly Dubstep's fault. Original. I'm not talking Skrillex. I'm talking original, fucking early, mid to late 2000s. Good dubstep, good step. The boys, the lads, having a good time, drinking Red Stripe, standing very still in rooms, essentially just nodding your heads, and maybe but trying to smoke a joint without the bouncer seeing, in a proper scruffy venue. Though the good times, when you weren't dancing, but you were just about bobbing that shoulder up and down a bit to let other people know you were in fact acknowledging music was being played in a room. And you were thoroughly enjoying yourself, but you're an introvert.
Right, okay.
So, Reed, we've discussed already, again, I think this was in the Patreon, that...
Patreon.com/truthseeking.
Beautiful work. That Greenland is being purchased by the PayPal mafia overlords.
We went into it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I know, not to this degree, but I said that it was Teal and that, and they wanted to get fucking the minerals. They'd already taken out contracts to mine for minerals in Greenland. Blah blah blah. And that it wasn't so much about beating Russia or China, as like some sort of like fucking point of safety. It was more securing fucking this for the fucking rich boys.
Or potentially just pissing off Honduras.
That's coming. That's part of this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's probably why they were like, well, Greenland then.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If the Hondurians...
We don't even need it to be hot. What you're
Hondurans?
talking about? The Hondas.
Yeah. It's
the
probably
Civics.
better if it's cold.
Yeah.
You keep the servers cooler.
AI loses water. There's loads of water in Greenland.
Yeah.
Right, so the PayPal Mafia, Teal, Musk, the rest of them. I can't be asked to remember. What's funny is I should have remembered the bloke who is actually responsible for Prospera. He's one of the others. Find out for yourself. I can't be asked.
Is it?
Something like that. Or maybe something like that. It's a fucking typical white man name.
Gary.
Best way to describe it, Kevin. It could well be Kevin.
Yeah.
It could well be Kevin. So, a lot of these lot, they essentially want to build AI cities. They want to build AI cities starting in Greenland. Greenland is like a model for what could be America, not too far down the line. They want to build AI surveillance and AI controlled cities, bringing Jack's fucking dread of the 15-minute city to life in great detail.
But if you think about it as well, we mentioned Russia moments ago. It's very similar to what we were told was going on in communist states and communist cities, where there was check gates, everybody knew where everybody was all the time. You couldn't
And
go
the
here,
Stasi.
you couldn't go there.
And the Stasi
Yeah,
in
there's-
East Germany as
yeah.
well. Yeah, it's not dissimilar, but it's just doing it, take the humans away.
Yeah.
Because the more you...
Less jobs.
Not just that, but you want them monitored too. The more humans you've got monitoring, you've got them... Who's monitoring them? Who's watching the watchers? Oh my God. Fucking, that was... Yeah, it was bad.
In
that.
sync there.
Let's
What
not
we'll
do
do
that
there
again.
is we'll go back and we'll edit that.
We'll split
so that we
it.
say it at the same time.
Right, so...
And if we didn't do that, I couldn't be arsed.
Teal and all them, and everyone involved that is we're about to speak about, they are followers of or readers of, followers of, like fans of a chap called Curtis Yarvin, who is like a right-wing philosopher. And I don't mean right-wing as in like, kick him out, fucking pro-ICE and all that. I mean right-wing as in like, he came up with a school of thought, or was one of the people developing a school of thought called Dark Enlightenment, which is, how's best to describe it? So it's an accelerationist movement, which means it is looking to bring forth the end of the current system as soon as possible in order to replace it from the ground up with your own system. Yeah?
Right.
Not a fan of what's happening now. Fuck it off. Burn it down. Start it all again. It is a reactionary system. So it opposes social change. It's looking to restore society to a previous state, conservative state. It's an anti-egalitarian philosophy.
And what's egalitarian?
So anti-egalitarian opposes the idea that people are equal in inherent worth, rights or opportunities. So they believe in hierarchies, they believe in the elites, and that some people deserve more than others, basically. So he believes in like old school, bringing almost monarchies back. And I've said this about Teal. Teal talks about bringing monarchies back, like he's almost a new age monarchist. If you want to sort of put it that way. But Dark Enlightenment, it's also known as the neo-reactionary movement. Yeah.
Not as cool of a name.
But it's abbreviated as NR capitals, and then a tiny X, like NRX. And that sounds like a drug you'd buy on the dark web, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds like something that psychonauts would talk about on Erowid for like page after page, being like, no, I didn't sleep for 16 days, and like, fucking lost the kids and that. But I'm getting another gram next week because I had a really good time. So, it was founded by Chris Yarvin. He wrote under the pseudonym Mencius Moldbug.
That's a cool name as well. That's a much better name.
On a blog.
See why he chose it.
He had a blog that like a load of these that Teal and that read and followed. It was later developed by British philosopher Nick Land, who coined the term in a 2012 essay, Dark Enlightenment, or the neo-reactionary movement. So, these are the people who come up with the red pill, the idea of the red pill as a metaphor taken from the Matrix. This is them. They are also responsible for the term accelerationism, or the concept of accelerationism, having a term about bringing forth the end of a system as soon as possible. So, this Nick Land, who, massive speedhead, by the way, like, he went on some mad shit. He's done some, what's the best way to describe it? I mean, he's had some, like, fucking breakdowns on the internet several times, speed-induced breakdowns where he's been very vocal in posts and stuff. He likes to go off on the deep end. I mean, he's like a new age right wing philosopher who's like a fan of oldish ways. You know, he's got some really sound views, which which you know he vocalizes
Popular
very well.
views.
But also, like the thing is with all of these, or maybe not Chris Yarvin, but what I'm coming to here is Land. They're all like ravers and that.
Hoy.
They're all like ravers, and they like he was a raver. He was also into the occult, science fiction. Read a lot of leftist theory, and but then he suffered a breakdown from speed abuse in the early 2000s. Fucked off to China, and then emerged as like a right wing figure. And this is that's when his dark enlightenment theories came about. So we've gone Yavin to Nick Land to follow the creators and the developers of this dark enlightenment movement that Teal and all them are fucking massive fans of, and that they want to instate in these AI cities. That's the whole point in these AI cities. Right. So Nick Land, when he was at the University of Warwick, was part of a group called the Cybernetic Culture Research Unit, which sounds cool as fuck, doesn't it?
Yeah, the crew. He's literally in the crew.
It sounds like a four-man techno like live performance set. That they all bring out the drum machines. They've got the 808s. They've got the 303s, and they're the pure geeky lads at uni, but they don't half make some banging techno. They're shit at promotion, so no one comes to their nights. But if you've happened to wander in one of their nights at the student union, then it's just slamming 140 BPM fucking Jeff Mills-esque techno for 2.5 hours. And even though they've got no one there, they don't care. They're playing their music.
The staff are enjoying it. There's a smile on the staff.
So, it was the Cybernetic Culture Research Unit, the CCRU. We're going to call them crew, because that sounds about right for them, right?
The crew, yeah.
An experimental cultural theorist collective, which just fucking... Imagine just sitting around with your mates after sessions. What they've done there is they've taken all the stupid shit you talk about when you're off your nut after a rave at a session.
They're the people that when someone goes, we should write this down.
They've done that.
That guy's gone, I'll write this down. Yeah.
So,
great idea. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, we should start a business where we force dogs to kiss each other on camera. Fantastic.
That's actually mint, yeah.
What about you? What was it you were saying earlier about trying to turn... You think you can turn carrots into parsnips? What was that?
I think we should have a robot dictator.
Carrots are what type of parsnip?
I think we should have...
Yeah.
How about a robot dictator that just watches like everything, and then none of us can like ever lie or anything, and we'll be really sound to each other, and then we'll have more money, so like we'll be really cool at the top, and the ones at the bottom, they'll never be able to like fuck us up, man. They'll be sound. And they're like, yes, Nick. Yeah, write that one down for Nick, lad. Don't give him the pen. His hand's shaking.
A TV and shoes, and they can get both delivered to your door at the same time.
Yeah. What if poor people couldn't get like an Xbox? You were like, hang on, you can still buy an Xbox. You just got to pay for it over 3 months. They still haven't got the money, but they'll make it think that they'll have it, so they'll definitely buy that Xbox, and we can make the money off the fucking loan. Those types. So the crew was Nick Land. There was this other lady, Sadie Plant, who is another British philosopher, cultural theorist, whatever. She's best known for her work in feminism and cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism, of course, which deals with the rights of female robots. She deals with matters of, if you go into like manufacturing plants, like Nissan, she makes sure that the female robots are paid equally as much and are serviced as regularly as the male robots.
But she makes sure that when they're being serviced, they're not touched inappropriately.
No, it's done by women.
Whilst they're working, she's put things in place, like with HR, where they are allowed to actually wear that skirt if they want to.
Yes. Yeah, and if they do happen to be developing a copy of themselves, they're allowed time off for that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, so she was in it. And there was another bloke who some of our listeners may be aware of, maybe not. I mean, I am, because he's part of the rave scene. They probably will. Mark Fisher. Mark Fisher was also known as K-Punk. That was his blog. He's a writer, political theorist, again, philosopher, teacher. He used to teach at Goldsmiths, University of London. He got famous for the K-Punk blog, which was it was a blog about radical politics, like culture in the UK, and music, really like a good music writer. He wrote a lot of books. He wrote Capitalist Realism. He wrote for The Statesman. He wrote Acid Communism, I think, is another one of Mark Fisher's books. A known cultural figure of the UK underground-ish.
Okay.
He was there.
I've never heard of him.
Chewing off his nut, just going, "Yeah, what about if we had an economy, but like instead of money we had dub plates, man? Like, what if we paid for what if I went to Morrison's and I was like, I've got this copy of fucking Scream's first album. It's a one-off dub plate. Like, can I get 2 weeks shopping?" And they were like, "Yeah, sound, no worries." But he's not the link. Another member of the cybernetic culture research unit, the crew, was founder of Hyperdub Records, one of the early stalwarts of dubstep, Code 9, who coined the term Sino-Futurism.
Which I've never heard either. What's that mean?
You won't have heard of it. It's essentially this is to do with the cybernetic, the crew were all about like society in a futurist world.
Okay.
Sort of think cyberpunky a little bit. But like they were thinking that the ideal place to bring their theory to life, or the ideal testbed, would be China. So Sino-Futurism, let me actually consult the concept that China is the foundation for a technologically advanced future, challenging Western hegemony.
Okay.
Code 9 came up with that shit.
Code 9's a cool name.
Code 9 is a sick name. Code 9 is one of my favourite artists of all time. However, not so pleased that because of him and his pals all getting off their nut on cowies at Warwick in like the early 2000s, Greenland's about to be taken over by Donald Trump so they can build an AI city there, so then the world can become cyberpunk 1984.
No,
nice,
it's not a
nice
thought.
DLC game for Cyberpunk, wasn't it?
Just black screens
The
everywhere.
Cyberpunk 1984 sounds like a nice sequel.
You're just going into the woods trying to finger a woman, trying to not be near the cameras.
Yeah, just trying to get a little bit of
Which
slide.
is what a good chunk of that book was about. I think too long of that book was about him trying to get his end away.
Trying to do some fingering.
Yeah.
I mean, what else is there to do in a fucking such a strict society?
For the party.
You work for the fingering.
Yeah, you work for the party. You finger for fun.
So Curtis Yarvin's one to look into. He is for the listeners. He's this sort of not the god, but like their philosophical figure, their philosophical like hero, the person who really rings true with their ideas.
It's annoying how you can get yourself to be a philosopher. Like I don't know if people should be able to say I'm a philosopher. Yeah, I think it's something that should be a title that should be gifted upon you retrospectively into your life.
It should be like it's like a fight. It's like, well, I was going to say a fight name, but like any sort of nickname really. Don't get yourself a nickname. If you come in and go, they call us the Honey Badger. No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Your mum does, and that's because you asked her loads of times. And then
just sucking on a cig, just being like, they call me the Rimblicker.
Actually, I believe
everyone's
that.
Like, everyone's like, no, I'm not calling you that, bro.
No, I believe that, bro, but I'm not. I'm not, but I bet some people do. But yeah, the thing is, we don't know that these people did call themselves philosophers first.
No, but they're getting called it, and I presume they're still alive.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Someone could be like.
I think you need to be dead.
No.
I think you need to be dead, and then see the effects of the teachings of that person have happened.
No, because then that person's teachings have to become so widespread that they can have an effect. That's not right, because then
Okay.
you're basically ruling out anyone that isn't popular, and someone who's unpopular could have the very best idea, something that you really believe in, but you're going to disregard it just because they haven't got the follow count. That's not fair.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think the title should be bestowed upon you, but I think you could be alive for it. You just have to have your thoughts. You have to have a body of work, maybe not even like a fucking extensive body of work, but some defining piece
A
that
manifesto.
people can look. That's why I didn't say something so long. Like it could just be nice few pages,
yeah,
some
yeah.
really good pages with some
A
diagrams.
good 80 or so pages on,
yeah.
you know, why we should kill everything.
Is it in code? Perhaps. Why? Just to add a layer to it because you're smart.
Yeah.
You're a thinker. But yeah, I think it can definitely happen during your lifetime. You've just got to have critics or people from outside of your immediate circle see your work and be like, well, this is clearly like not just the writing or scrawling of someone who's trying to just relay any thought to paper. This is someone who is really considering something, has a pattern to it, and a system that we can maybe apply ourselves. Whether you want this one or not, that's up to you. I'm not really one for fucking New Age kings. Ironic that fucking Trump's having these no kings marches.
Yeah,
And
then
what
try
he's
to
working
call
to
himself
do
a king.
is literally set up fucking
Emperor.
like monarchy.
Feudalism, sort
Yeah, AI monarchies.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What would you reckon we'll call them? Because we're not going to go, obviously we're not going to have king or queen as the AI monarchy, you know, that's not going to be that.
I king.
Because they've tried so hard with,
And got
to
so
make it
far.
pronouns and not.
I king
So there's got a I king.
/ he him. And then I queen. Obviously, I mean it's not hard. Although Apple probably not going to be involved at this rate.
No, that might be what do you reckon? That's why Steve Jobs died.
He found out he weren't in the plan.
No, they were like, oh, he's gonna prolong this because he keeps delaying technology by releasing a phone every 6 months. So if we get rid of him and make him slow down a bit on these, we can then improve technology a lot bigger steps, rather than what he's doing incrementally, so he can make 800 quid every 3 weeks.
Right, I see your point. Possibly. I'm not sure he really figures.
No?
Now, I don't know. This is the one thing I've
Do
never
you reckon
seen.
he might have been one of the good guys? And he's
He
like,
definitely
what
wasn't a
them
good guy. He was definitely
what
a
them
bit of a
boys
cunt.
are doing are mental. And he's the one standing on the other side of the table going, no, you're a maniac.
In his
You know,
dead-eye trousers and his fucking turtleneck.
Yeah.
I just think... I think he was a bit of a outcast. Maybe, like, they probably... Also, I think, wasn't he... He didn't come from money. I'm
know.
not entirely sure. I
I'm
know
not
he was a
sure.
Syrian refugee, or the son of a Syrian refugee. So I
didn't
don't know
know
whether
that.
they came with money or not. But I don't think he had a seat at the same table.
No. The
Yeah,
only man making phones for me was... He was the son of a Syrian.
yeah, he was a dickhead as well, though. Like he was horrible to his kid and that. But
I
hey,
didn't know that either.
that's fine. He's not noncing him on the island, I don't think. So it's
No,
better
yeah.
than that.
Yeah, I don't think he was mentioned.
Jack,
Yes.
alien news.
There is alien news. Project Bluebeam.
Do you want
is
to
a
bring it
go.
to us?
I will.
Do you want
So
to stop
a
swerving
woman who
around the
was-
mic?
I will. Oh, yeah. That's fine. Any other demands?
Jack, we're literally, this is it. I'm bringing you right now. This is like your fucking forte. I am requesting alien news. Now's not the time to be fucking panning around the mic. I want you locked the fuck in. Davis Clark style. Lock the fuck in, speak clearly, and tell us what the hell is going on with the aliens.
There's a chance that America might say aliens exist, and because of that, a woman who used to be involved within the Bank of England has come out and said maybe the Bank of England needs to be prepared for this because gold might turn out to be worthless, and people won't be accepting that we value money against it. People won't accept that we value money against oil because aliens exist, which means there's better technology than what oil can provide, so oil will become worthless. Go on.
How do we know that? I'm sorry,
I
but
suppose we don't.
how do we know that fucking advanced life forms from other dimensions aren't powering their crafts with diesel engines? Like
I love the
scan
thought
your
of it,
truck in it.
That's why red diesel exists. They come here and they use it. They just fill up on red diesel.
They hate that additive. That additive that makes it red is banned in their country, in their planet. They're like, look, that's why they're coming over here.
Plane.
They're coming over here to be like, look, they can't take it from you. It's agricultural. If you own a farm, put it in all your vehicles, not just your tractor. It's your farm, isn't it? That's a car from the farm. Put it in the car. Put it in the lawnmower. Put it in the dog. Put it in wherever it'll fit. Put the red diesel.
Put it in another one of these.
Put it in another one of them glasses for me, Pet.
It's going really well with
I'm
this.
having a bloody good time. Have another one. Put some in the car. Go for a drive. I'll have a regular good lap around the estate. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, aliens, mate. So they're coming. They're on the way.
They're on the way and they're going to ruin the economy.
Well, actually, they're not on the way. They've already been here since at least, I think it was suggested like 1971 or something, which does, but that's for this story, if you like, so stories of this, which ties in weirdly with when it was more widely accepted that we changed the gold, if you like, the gold standard or whatever for a pound or a dollar, which started to be weighed more heavily against oil, was around that time, which supposedly lines in with some beliefs that aliens started to integrate themselves within at least America in the 70s. But we obviously had alien crashes long before that throughout America.
I mean, if you
and
are
that
going to...
meteorite or whatever it was in Russia or Siberia.
If you are going to start assimilating aliens into, like, human culture, it's best to do it at a time where there's a lot of drugs going around, an experimental time where you could, like... You go, shoot, I just saw an alien over there. They're like, mate, you've been up for 72 hours. We've just discovered this thing called cocaine. Shut up and have another one, because this is mint, and I'm sure it can't go wrong.
But as well, if you think about before the 70s, you had the 60s became before the 70s.
What?
For those of
you
that
are
couldn't
bringing
work
me
that
news
out.
right now.
Exactly.
The 60s.
See, you come to this podcast, listeners, you learn.
Right.
A few years before the 70s was a time called the 60s, where acid became massive. Now,
it was actually really small. It's really small.
Ooh.
Jack just had a wank over me. Right, carry on.
I told him, you make another joke, I'm getting it out.
I'm going to start wanking. Get the Patreon, we'll put the video out.
So in the 60s, there was acid, and there's a big belief in tulpas and an occult beliefs of tulpa, like where if you believe and enough people believe, the consequences of that belief will have an effect on the real world. Some people take that as the idea of a tulpa might mean Santa Claus might be brought into existence, Slender Man might become a creature, Bigfoot might become a living, breathing animal because enough people believe in him, so you can bring him into existence. So I think
that works in a way, but not in the fact that you actually bring the body into existence, but the effects of it can become real, a bit like a placebo. If you believe in something,
in a way,
then you get the consequence of it, the benefit,
but
whatever
then if
it is.
Say you was to take into account the way that waveform works and the way that atoms behave when they're observed and thought about is a different thing to when they're not observed and we don't know what that a part of it's doing, then it's immeasurable unless it's being observed, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then you can make waves do what you want them to do if
by
you
looking at
think. Yeah, exactly. So then if you're getting everyone off the face, everyone's fucking brains aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing or what they've been taught to do by the eyes or the nose or whatever to perceive the right things, and then suddenly it starts to be able to perceive other things and can focus on that. Yeah. Then that could make that real.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
enough people do that waveform that allows you to see aliens, that other light spectrum that's just outside of our tiny view. You can tell I've been listening to a lot of David Icke. And
Yeah, I can, yes.
I've been getting through his book and loving it, by the way. Oh, it's well good. But then if you've got that light spectrum there and you've expanded that even slightly so that you can see something in a different light spectrum, you could call that a different dimension, a plane of existence. If enough people then can see that, then surely that's going to have an effect and be able to then impact our reality in the same way that you can then make a wave impact something in our reality that's already there and not doing that thing until you observe it.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I completely disagree with the what was very clearly Ike bollocks talking about being able to see like different light spectrums from just like the amount of focus or being in a hyper whatever state. But I do believe that like things like obviously mass hysteria are real, where enough people have thoroughly believed in seeing something to the point where the effects of that thing. The effects were real, not perceived to be real, but because they had at the start the same, whether it was hallucination, whether it was whatever it's called when you have, is it a folie à deux or something like that?
Folie à deux.
Yeah. Is that in it?
Yeah.
Look at us, look at man. I'm
Speaking
bilingual,
French.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm fucking bilingual, mon frere. So that sort of shit exists. So it's our brains are powerful enough and like and we're suggestible enough, and also we have enough trust in each other as humans that if we all sort of start to really convince each other that we're having this experience, other people can experience that too. It's like when you're tripping and you can have the same sort of trip as someone when you're both like obviously in completely different minds. But you're both that you could sometimes see the same things or hear the same things, and you're like, "What the fuck? That should not be able to happen." But it does. Maybe it doesn't. What's probably going on in both of your heads is something completely different, but your interpretations of it and the way you word those interpretations sound alike to each other.
Or your short-term memory's just so fried
Absolutely
in that moment
fucked.
that when
You're like,
they're-
yeah,
when
that's what I was
they're-
thinking.
When they're talking about that thing, you are seeing that in that split moment. They're saying,
Yeah.
"That is exactly what I'm seeing." Yeah,
That's exactly
because you're
what I
not
was thinking of,
remembering
aye.
the thing that you were just seeing.
Nope. What
'Cause
thing?
yeah, exactly. It doesn't all stay in there.
Not on acid,
But-
it doesn't. It
but with
fucking
the
comes at
folie
you
à
like
deux
fucking
thing-
1,000 frames a second.
I've never tried.
Oh,
The
amazing.
folie à deux thing, right?
Adieu.
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 Folie à deux.
Folie adieu.
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 Right, go on. What's this about? This folie adieu?
So, do you not think it's strange though that like when they have the school sightings, which are not school shootings, but
I've seen a
school
school
sightings,
before.
that's just where they sort the scope out beforehand.
Yeah.
They all draw the same pictures almost of the creature or craft. None of them falter really from it. And a lot of the times when they do it, even the unpopular kids and the popular kids show the same thing in the drawings. And a lot of them look like Aleister Crowley's lamb, which makes it weird to me. That's where it's like, yeah, is it really they're all just mental? Or every now and then, can everyone kind of see this weird fucking big-headed creature that gets about? And not everybody can normally see it.
Nah, I think...
Or maybe we've got one attached to all of us, or to groups of us, and they feed off of us like a mushroom. Do you know, like you could have a mushroom on the surface, and then from that one main body of mushroom, loads of little tiny like surrogate mushrooms can grow all over the place, but that's still a part of that one fungus. That
Yeah, well, you've got
mycelium.
that one... Is it like there's a fungus that spans like a ridiculous amount of South America?
Yeah,
It's considered one
massive forest.
Yeah, it's just considered
exactly.
one massive organism.
But what if a bunch of us are connected to one of these fucking massive bug-eyed grey creatures, and then every now and then we can see it, and that interacts with what it needs to, because it's like maybe it needs to cut off the connections to some of us because we're rotten in their eyes or damaging to them, or we're absorbing something, or we're expelling something that they can't either lose or need to get in. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
we're their roots.
What I really like about this story, not this bit. Well, this bit is entertaining, But I like that this really ruins like alien invasion films, because in reality, aliens invading wouldn't blow the place up. They just crash the economy, which makes me think alien invaders would be like they're just insider traders, and they've already fucking bought in to like other economies. Oh, the pound's going down, is it? The yuan must be going up. So they've went and bought a load of yuan, and then they're like belling the Chinese, being like, "Oh, Mr. Xi, pleasure to speak with you once again, since we gave you that glorious name, Xi Jinping, which is clearly the name of one of our ships, our vessel."
When he was born, they just smashed him with a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Instead of slapping his arse.
That's how he gave birth. He was in the bottle.
Oh.
They smashed him off a ship. And the tradition in alien China is you are named after the ship you're smashed on. When you hatch out of your bottle, which is what happens. Yeah. So they're just insider traders. They're going to come, crash the economy, fly over to China, make a ton, collect the bank, fuck off to the next planet, do the same thing again. I like the thought of an alien invasion story in that film, and it is that just boring. And they just come, the economy crashes itself. The aliens don't actually have to do anything, and they're more like, we're stopping for fuel. What the fuck is going on?
You could also make that film a bit like Adam Sandler film, where it's just loads of errors and a comedy, and you just send in send in no one that wants to be a human trader, and he doesn't have a clue what he's doing. He just likes the hat, and you send him into the stock market, and because he's so confident and suave and funny, everyone takes a liking to him and follows his things. And because they all follow him, because he's able to hypnotize them all using his alien powers,
right?
He ruins the world.
I like it. I like this. I want less action-packed alien invasion films. I want films that really, that the world is ruined through like bureaucracy, through the sheer amount of paperwork. Yeah. Well, that was sort of done with District 9 a bit. They did that with District 9.
The law and the rules so deeply, and then they can just all sort of like, I don't know, like rub eyeballs with each other or something, and then they can work out loopholes that mean they can go, this is my country. No one ever wrote down that this country's theirs. So
I like your interpretation is aliens.
I'm just gonna have this. I'm just gonna take this country because because people landed here a while back and didn't write it down that it's theirs. They didn't spit on it and go, "This is mine." No.
I like in your idea. Loopholes. Aliens are the equivalent of the blokes that are online going, "Oh, you can still challenge someone to a duel on the York Bridge." Yeah. That sort of, but you're like, no, you can't,
legal
because
to shoot a Welshman in the neck with a bow.
Yeah, no, because murder exists. A murder charge that sort of supersedes anything that's come before it. That's how the law works. You can't just go, "This is mine now, finders keepers." The law has sort of been overruled. Actually, no, that's a lie. Finders keepers is still a thing.
No, I think it is mad that you can't just go, "This, I'm having this." Because if you had enough firepower, not with land, countries. I am baffled.
That is literally what America's doing now.
Exactly, but I'm baffled that it hasn't happened for a long time.
I mean, it sort of has, though.
But in a corporate way.
But no. Or just through proxy wars and stuff. Because we're not interested in, like, you think, right? The empire's done with. We sort of learnt a little bit. We don't want whole countries, because managing whole countries is a lot of effort. It actually costs money. I know we're getting shit out of there, but why not just get what we need out of there? So whether that's humans, whether it's like a workforce, or whether it's like
frontline troops,
cheap labour, so like call centres, whatever. If it's just materials, rather than have the country to get those things out, we have the companies that act in those countries to get those things out. So like, there's no need to directly own a country. Let the country fucking run itself. But we will have a leader installed So
Yeah,
like
someone
the
who
people
plays
leading that
ball.
country will be someone who came to a nice university. He listened to the right people. He went to the
He
right
understands the
parties.
language, and
Yeah,
by that, I mean ours.
yeah, and the amount of zeros on the end of his check, or
Yeah.
the amount of nooses we've made to go around his family's necks. One of the
Or
two.
how thick gold we can paint his walls with.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't need to own the countries anymore. But while we're on the topic of wars and that, I did want
Yeah.
to sort of mention just quickly. Have you seen much about this poly market?
No. Don't
The
know what
bet
that is.
it's sort of like it's like a betting site or
Oh,
betting
where
app.
you can gamble on like weirdos' relationships where they've got like 3 boyfriends and a woman live together, and you can bet who's going to domestic violence who first.
Well, I was more thinking about that you can bet on like wars and the toppling of countries.
Oh, I thought it was
And
going to be a loose link to violence.
no, it's a prediction market. So like
That's
it's a
horrible.
cryptocurrency prediction market. It's basically a Bitcoin betting site
Yeah,
where
with a death pool.
death pool, like just disaster fucking benefit. Like
That's rank. That's
hit
proper
the jackpot
morbid, isn't it?
if Ukraine lose another 25,000 people this week. Essentially, yeah. So like, this is. There's no way this isn't like fucking the pinnacle of darkness.
Yeah.
Because when you bet, and look, gambling's terrible to fucking start with.
Yeah, stupid.
I've never believed in it, and I've never believed in handing over money and not having a guarantee as to whether you're going to get something. It doesn't even have to be equal to. I've bought shady weed. I've bought grams that haven't been grams. They've been 0.7s at best, but there's still been a 0.7. It's never been nothing.
Sterlings.
There's never been nothing. Like I've never ever risked handing money over to potentially not get any back. I don't understand that with gambling. No, thank you. It's already addictive as fuck. But at least until this point, it was like mainly sports and shit that you were betting on. There was a game happening. There was an agreed upon arena for this to take place. Now it's like, do you reckon Palestine will still be about in a week? 40 grand says it won't.
But then it's really open to outside influence, isn't it? That. Because I imagine it's an unregulated market.
I would also imagine that there's a lot of, let's say you're high up. You're high up in certain organisations, and you get
somebody get me 3,000 pizzas. I'm just going to put a quick 1,000 on rain bet here.
You are on the money, because that's literally my train of thought. Was like, how could you create, like, how could you sort of steer this in your direction? One of them would literally be, I will go on Reddit. Everyone in Washington right now, I'll send you $10 each if you use it to buy a pizza.
Or just ring them up, or just use your bank card and order hundreds of pizzas from each one.
Yeah.
And have them sent to the Pentagon or whatever.
And
I'm sure I saw a post the other day suggesting someone had done this.
Right. How can we manipulate the market?
I don't get how someone couldn't have done, but that would. People would think fucking something's about to happen.
Exactly. We need to work. Look, because I haven't got the fucking finances, right? I can't do what these other blokes doing, who are all involved and are going, right, I'll chuck 400 grand on now because my dad's the one who's going to send everyone to war, so I'm guaranteed to make the money. I know what's happening. I've been clued in on it from the start. We don't have that money, so we need to manipulate the market somewhat. How else can we do? How can we achieve this, Jack? How can we twist and turn the knobs and pulleys in our favour? So all we have to do is put a few quid on against the run of play.
Well, what if that's what the pots and pans things was over COVID? You know, like the idea of the butterfly effect, the vibration of the butterfly causes a hurricane elsewhere. What if that was an experiment in that? getting everyone to clang the pans at 8 p.m. on a Thursday to try and cause a hurricane somewhere else around the world, so people could make 4.5 million on a bet that the Polynesians might get wiped out by a typhoon.
Yeah, so you're suggesting that we start hitting pots and pans? What are we trying to create?
Change.
Yeah, but we've got to create it somewhere that's different. We got to.
Well, what about at the moon then? I mean, something's got to happen if you reflect more sunlight back at the moon during the daytime.
That's not something I can bet on, though, is it, Jack? Really?
Yeah.
What bet am I going to put on the poly market there? You tell me. So your idea, your fucking your fucking grand scheme is somehow we're going to reflect more sunlight at the moon that gets direct sunlight. It gets sunlight directly at it. I don't think you can get much more sunlight than directly at it. Unless you put it through like some sort of space turbo. I don't know how that works.
Magnifying glass.
Yes, massive magnifying glass betwixt the sun.
I've got it. We all get little mirrors and we hold them in front of the sun.
But hang on,
using our left arm, a bigger magnifying glass to help aim that towards.
No, hang on. The outcome of this is to make money.
Oh yeah.
So what bet am I putting on fucking Polymarket? Oh, I bet in a week that the world has actually been burnt to a crisp because me and mate have put a load of Russian doll style fucking magnifying glasses between the sun and the moon, and we're going to reflect too much heat.
But
it's going to
when things get hotter, they float. Think about when you get some frozen peas. You cook the frozen peas. When they're hotter, they start floating. So the moon, starts to float away, which starts messing with the tides, which wipes out island nations.
Then Jack, we live on an island.
We do, but we could go higher up, or we could go on the continent.
Scaffold Pike, off we go.
Yeah.
Checking our bet from Scaffold Pike. Checking Polymarket.
You got any signal here?
Checking
You're just watching the water come towards you and a couple of the magnifying glasses crack and break towards the floor.
I'm thinking more like...
Do you reckon we've gone a bit far?
Regime changes in like well-stable countries, or like sort of creating a buzz that there could be... Because that's all we need. We just need to create a buzz.
Or just one guy to believe it.
We create a buzz that something's going to happen and it doesn't. Like you said, like the ordering of pizzas will get everyone on edge. Now,
it's the same thing we used to always say then about like the fight in the schoolyard where you all run around saying Derek and James are going to have a fight.
Yeah.
But Derek and James don't know they're going to have a fight.
So who? Because you got to think we need to go against and run a play.
An easy one to go for them would be Thailand and Cambodia. They always seem like they're up for it. So people
they're already at war.
And they've already... Have they actually announced that then now, yeah?
No, they've been having fucking scuffles for months now.
Oh, I didn't know.
Using like 1970s fucking Russian tanks and shit. Like literally,
gotta use them up.
Their modern war looks like an old fucking Sly Stallone
looks like
film.
Black Ops.
Yeah, they're still using like the good old tech that we've been playing on. Yeah, Black Ops for years. We would know how to utilize that weaponry through fucking teenage
well, that's no good, then.
Repetition.
You could go Ireland.
I'm suggesting. Now you're talking. You're talking. Now, there's a lot in Ireland. You've got a lot of like sort of anti-immigrant chat going on. There's a lot of the country are angry at the lads coming in. And
coming from the north into the Republic.
All right, and as usual, they're always pissed off at the British, which I am as well, to be fair. Understandable. Come out here black and tans. So there's a lot of like sort of Irish nationalism coming back at the moment. We could suggest, how do we start? What do we start? We could find a bomb.
Yeah.
We could start finding bombs that have Irish flags painted on them.
You've got to start off smaller.
They smell of Guinness.
Find empty Guinness cans in suspicious locations.
Yeah, like on the steps of GCHQ. We'll put some cans of Guinness on the steps of GCHQ. I'll do some voicemails in my accent. I'm like, you think you're fucking safe, Charlie boy? I'll be at your fucking doorsteps tomorrow morning. And then again, there's a can of Guinness at the gates. And then we keep doing this for a few weeks. We could leave a pot of stew, 10 Downing Street. Yeah.
Bit of soda bread outside
nice
Buckingham Palace.
Oh, nice bit of fucking nice Irish breakfast. We could start.
Bit of white pudding.
Yeah, we could put some white pudding, just sling white pudding about.
And exhaust pipes.
Get some ticking clocks. Probably, got to be honest, for the modern day bomb maker who wants a classic edge, it's got to be difficult to find ticking clocks nowadays.
Got to be hard to find them long red sticks with the string coming out of them and all for them.
Yeah, I have never seen one of those.
Never. Don't know where you buy them from.
Yeah, don't know where you get them from.
No.
You would have thought you could get them with like a dodgy fireworks kit, like a big dodgy Chinese fireworks kit. You would have thought that is a prime place to get
firecracker,
the red plunger into the ground with the red wire fuse. But I've never seen that.
I remember, I've probably told this story before. I remember hanging around with a group of mates, and one of them went, "Look at this that I've got." Now this was like 4 p.m. in the summer, so he didn't have any patience for it, and it was like a little red stick with a fuse on it. And he just went, everyone, look what I've got. And he lit it, turned around and threw it about, I don't know, like 6 meters away in a field. And we're all like, what the fuck was that? And then obviously it blew up and a bit of ground went into, not a lot, but there was, dust from the floor, maybe a bit of loose soil off the grass. And then obviously what happened was within about 15 minutes, there was 2 police cars. And we all got searched for whatever we'd have on us.
I remember one time, fuck me, I'm trying to remember the size of the battery. It was bigger than a D battery. Like the 9-volt square batteries, like fucking this size. For the purpose of the
audio
tape,
listeners, about a 4x4 inch.
Yeah, I am showing Jack about
his penis,
about the width square, but obviously square, of a 20 deck of tabs.
Okay, yeah.
Like the width, but all dimensions. Battery that size, 9-volt battery. I once watched a lad, the only black gypsy I've ever met. A lot of gypsies in my town. Marcus was the only black one. Marcus the Black Gypsy, which sounds like a fucking Skyrim character, doesn't he? And he sort of was, in his own respect. He was a bit of a wizard. Because this lad... We were having a fire out the back of a school that we used to drink at. We used to drink behind us secondary school. Little fire. We were chucking things on the fire. Obviously, what's the point in a fire if you're not going to act a fool around it? That's what fire. That's what they always tell you in fire school. They're like, play with this.
Mess with it. Chuck an aerosol in there.
Fuck about with that.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, Marcus found out what the worst could happen was. What was the worst that could happen? Because he threw this fucking big 9-volt battery on it.
Oh.
And it went in. And as it went in, like, a few people weren't watching. And I saw. And when it went in, like, my eyes sort of took in what had happened. Looked at him. Looked that he was pissed. And didn't realise that what he'd done quite. To what extent what was about to happen. And I immediately went back to the fire, and I swear the fizz was so short. It just went, and then before the fizz went any further, the battery shot out in the exact same trajectory it went in. Like, he threw it into the fire. It was in there for about 8 to 10 seconds. 2 of those seconds being the, and then it shot straight back out into his forehead.
Just fucking charged straight at him.
Into his forehead, put a square dent in the middle of his forehead, knocked him clean out, and it weren't the police come, and it weren't the police that come of their own accord. We rang the ambulance because he got knocked out by a battery that he threw in a fire that then turbocharged, but went, no, motherfucker, not today, Marcus, and flew and hit him in the fucking head.
On the plus side...
They let him go without charge.
Ah.
Yeah. So, Polymarket, are we for or against betting on the impending collapse
Definitely
of the world?
against.
People
I'm not
literally...
for this at all. It's not even a
people-
fun thing to like think about.
People
It's
making
just
money off
evil.
like ice raids and shit like that.
Yeah,
It's insane.
yeah, it's not right that at all.
What have I got left? Last mention.
Go on.
Film mention.
Phil,
Film. Yeah, Phil mention.
Phil mentioned.
He lives
I don't know
near-
who is he. One of the mafia, one of the
Phil
PayPal
Mencham.
mafia.
He's he makes batteries. Flammable,
Ah.
extremely flammable batteries.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been there's a new 28 years later out. The
Yeah,
Bone
you
Temple.
said you was going to go and watch it.
I've not gone and seen it yet. But
Okay.
I've been watching all the others in the build up to that because I hadn't actually seen years later. I've been putting it off to get a good download. I mean, go and watch it under a reputable stream.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doug and Austin, for sorting us out with that. First start, 28 years later, mint. 28 days later, one of my favourite films of all time. 28 weeks, good, but just not the same in the... Obviously, it weren't done by Danny Boyle or Alex Garland. Still a good film, but like it went on a different turn. It didn't have the same like grittiness as the first one. This one goes back to that. And first off, it's set back up home. What they've done, what they've got right,
I've
they've
seen
gone
something about one of the characters that's in it.
in the fucking world. Not of the new one. I'm not talking about the newest one. Although it is, it does basically bring all the characters back from 28 years later in the new one. Set this the Bone Tape.
I've not seen any of them. I've not seen any of them at all.
What the fuck, Jack? Sort your crack out. Some of the
I
best
told you in
films
the
ever.
Patreon one, I used to stay clear of the horror films and that because they made my nightmares worse.
Watch them.
So
They're
I just
sick.
never got into them.
You'll like them. They're great. 28 and years is mint. I like what they've done. They've seen that the North, the lads, they've gone over to Holy Island, which I might have even mentioned on previous shows would be one of my places to escape to in like a catastrophe scenario. Because it's got
What's
a land
Holy
bridge.
Island?
Holy Island is exactly that. It's an island off the coast of
With loads
Northumberland.
of holes.
No, it's
With
massive.
full of
Church.
wells or old mines or something.
Church.
Oh, right.
Holy.
That's what I was thinking, but I was trying to be more practical, so I thought because of all the mines up north, I thought maybe it's an island with loads of mines.
No mines on this island, son. Big old church. And it's got a land bridge, so it's disconnected from the mainland, but it's got a land bridge going to the mainland that's obviously only exposed on low tide. Every year, like, cars get caught trying to cross it when it's not low tide and get fucking swept out to sea. We all laugh. It's a giggle. The fish get a new habitat. But it's set there, sick, good lads. Geordies are fucking, they singing Blade and Races, class crack. People come back to the mainland. Anyway, skipping all, viruses have evolved. One of the things I wasn't expecting to be afraid of in a zombie apocalypse, right? So the 28 days later, to this point, the main part of the 28 series was that zombies can run. Zombies are fast movers now.
Yeah, you mentioned this.
Yeah,
in the Patreon.
like fucking Lost, like thingy cores or whatever it's
They're
called.
quick.
Yeah, like Last of Us and that shit. They're fast. The 28 years later introduces alphas, which are big zombies. Somehow the mutation, the disease, they're not zombies.
They've been
they're
really
rage virus.
pushing that idea in more recent Pokemon games as well.
Well,
alphas.
what they've brought in this is another thing I'm scared of that I didn't think of until now. They've got massive cocks.
Have they?
Ridiculous. There is a scene in 28 years later where this alpha is running down like the middle of a train carriage. They're in a train carriage. And as he's running, I swear down, the end of his penis is hitting each seat on either side on the way down.
Fucking
That
hell.
thing is like, there's a shot earlier on in the film.
But it's an intimidating idea, isn't it?
It's an extremely intimidating idea.
Which is why, if you go to worldaroundyou.com, you can buy shirts with cryptids with massive dicks off there.
Fantastic. That's where they got the idea of the alpha.
From me.
But it's a good, it's yet another, we're getting yet another look into what the world could look like post any sort of disaster. That's the thing I like again about the 28 series. Is it's a real take out the fact that there's this virus that turns people to not zombies but affected. It's a fucking sick look at what would happen to the UK and how people might fight back. Because it's only the UK that's been affected. Everywhere else is fine. We've been quarantined off. Everyone else is just getting on with life, mate. They've just left us alone.
Yeah.
Which is like...
I suppose they would, though, wouldn't they?
Yeah, 100%.
Unless, apart from then, like, in 30 years' time, where some new country gets loads of leftists and, like, lefty, like, blue-haired women being like, we need to do something about the zombies.
Or
they do it for us.
There's like some sort of Christian missionary who like tries to do what they did on North Sentinel Island. He's like, these savages need the Bible. That'll sort them out. Yeah. That'll sort them out. And then these rage-affected motherfuckers just rip them apart on the beach. But there should be like, surely, just a suggestion. They didn't have this in there. You say live in France. You own a drone. Great way to get some content. Yeah. Rage victims do the funniest things. Things like that. Fucking, you're not making enough money out of this like scenario. You're just quarantining us off and like not. Look, there's bant to be had there. You could have a little play around. Maybe a Squid Game sort of thing. Or
a drone with a chicken drumstick attached to it.
Yeah. Human head underneath. Hang it off. Yeah. Just fly it about everywhere. It's the equivalent of like poop dollar.
Poop dollar?
Where you put a shit, you fold a dollar up over some poo, put it on the ground, and then when someone picks it up,
I've not
poop
seen
dollar!
This.
It's from the program Workaholics, but it is a great idea,
yeah.
Or like when they have the bait bike where smackheads go and steal a bike and fucking falls apart 15 seconds
the pipe goes up their arse from the
seat. More of that. So then, when the world does end and we're on Holy Island, we can bet on which rage virus affectees are going to catch the head on the poop dollar on Polymarket.
No, you'd want to bet on what can you make the alpha run through and what thing's actually going to rip the end of his dick off.
What is scary, mate, is that it suggests in 28 years later, like there's a part where one of the rage victims, this woman, is pregnant and she's given birth on the train, and like a survivor who's like, she's cancer ridden, so like she's having like bouts of sort of psychosis and shit. She helps this fucking create this thing.
Zombie.
I don't want to say zombie because they're not, but it is. Give birth, and then then they kill it because it goes back to being a zombie again once it's given birth. It's like, I'm a zombie again. So they shoot it, and then the alpha sees it. This suggests that the alpha impregnates this regular zombie thing, and its dick is like the size of her torso. It's not fair in the zombie world for women. Yet another time they're fucked over. With that, it's the end of the episode. We've come to the end.
That's fine.
Please join us on patreon.com/truthseeking for extra bits, entire other episodes that you will otherwise never hear, and other little clips of Jack being a daft cunt. That's pretty much it. Have you got anything to say? Got anything to say for yourself?
No, fuck all.
You bet on the future of this podcast on Polymarket.
You can bet on the future on this podcast by joining the Patreon.
You can ensure we beat, and any profits you give to us, I will use to bet on Polymarket.